Okay, I'm inside Deadhorse Cave. I'm at the stream passage by the turnoff for the lower entrance, the easy entrance. Let me stand up here. Take a look around. So you see that big funny looking rock and this little sketchy crawl? That's the best way out. Not necessarily the only way out, but that's the way I intend to go out. So I'm gonna go down the stream passage here, do my best to stay left till I decide how long I want to be in here. I got enough light to last for hours on end, but that doesn't mean I have the stamina to stay in here for hours on end. I used to be young, not so much anymore. So notice there's the tube goes that way, the tube goes that way, and you notice the water flows both ways. It flows to the right and to the left. Anyway, I'm gonna do my best to keep going left for now. It's kind of sort of dead end. There's another entrance ahead here, but it's a really difficult entrance. So I'm not going to try to get out this way. But anyway, see if I can go over here a bit. So, there's the way looking back. Notice how dry the ceiling is, despite all the obvious moisture on the floor. So, I'm not going to go that far today, but if you go up the stream, see where it comes from? It's not water dripping from the ceiling like rain. It's a spring coming out of the ground. Kind of neat. So notice there's a hole here on the side. Kind of pretty. It's kind of ledge out here on the side too. Notice there's plant roots coming through the ceiling. So I'm not too far underground. Of course that doesn't help me any. Can't exactly climb up through the ceiling here. Even Santa Claus doesn't do that. So, I'm going to very carefully go down here. I want to show you a couple cool things. So look at this. It's like a four-way intersection. The main tube through the middle. There's a way up to the left and to the right. Here's the funny part. It's not too hard to get up there. I've been up there. But you know what? I think I've done enough crawling for one day. I'll wait till we come back with somebody else. But yeah, the cool part here, let me show you from below. So this same lower passage, it reconnects to the upper passage up there on the right. But then this upper level, it's a little tunnel bridge. It goes over there to the left and reconnects. It's really cool. If you have some kids that are really into caving, you already take them to a few easier caves, this part of the cave would be a really cool place to take the kids. Yesterday, a guy brought a couple kids here, but they sprinted from the lower entrance to the upper entrance. Pretty sure they didn't come down this way. I don't know, I didn't go with them. So same thing here. There's a way back there. I'm going to be lazy and stick to the main passage though. But you'll notice there's still water. You should be able to see it and hear it. Now that may seem like a no-duh, but the point is, the cave goes farther than the stream. If I get to the lower end of the cave, there's no water. So I'm gonna quiz you about where in the world that water all went. See if you're paying attention to my video or not. Notice again on the ceiling, you can see plant roots coming through. I wanna get up on top of this rock, but it's slippery. So I'm going to be careful and not do that. So let me turn around very carefully. Some of the rocks in this cave are slippery. So here, you see that way over there? That's where I just was. So if you climb up on top there, you can come up here. It's all connected. It's like one big 3D maze here. It's a really small maze, but it's really cool. Just be careful not to fall off one of these little cliffs. They're not big enough to kill you, but it might hurt. Notice how steep the cave is here. So it's almost like a series of rapids or almost a waterfall. Ooh, ah. I'm gonna go slightly to the right here. Notice I'm reconnecting with another tube here. It's like a four-way intersection in the lower level. So let me pan off, look at that. There's an upper level up there, and it connects up there, and then a middle level there. And then the lower level, I can go left or I can go right. So it's a three-way. So this whole room is like a seven-way intersection. Needless to say, the two-dimensional maps aren't particularly good for this cave. As you can see, there's a way back through there you could crawl through, if you dare. This is the way I came. Ooh, Notice anything about the floor? The water's gone. So let me turn around and refresh your memory. It's going down between these rocks. The water is flowing here. It's going between these rocks. And the rocks are deep enough that the water is flowing beneath me where I can't even see it or hear it. I can see a little tiny glimpse over there. But yeah, it's going down. There it is. That's how a river just disappears. Even here, see, there's like one little patch of water you can see. And here. It's like a little toilet bowl flushing. But yeah, honestly, if I own that cave, I'd probably try to dig up all these loose rocks and see what's under there. But like I said, I don't own this cave, so I'm gonna leave it alone. Notice there is a red ribbon over there. That marks the lower entrance. See if I can prove it. Honestly, it's a tight crawl. I'm not gonna go much farther. Yeah, forget that. Yeah, I'm not gonna do any more crawling. But yeah, if you keep going through there, follow the ribbons, you should be able to climb out the lower entrance. But it's extremely tight. It's like the rat hole. You got to climb up and twist around and all sorts of stuff. I've come down through the lower entrance, but only with other people, never by myself. And when we tried to go out the lower entrance, we couldn't find it, even though we're the same people who came in. So yeah, this cave is tricky. All right. But that's as far down as I'm going to go because I don't feel like caving or crawling too much. See if I can climb up here. Nah, forget it. That's too hard for me right now. Yeah, there's a nice little 3D maze up here you could check out too. I've been there before, but it's got some crawling and stuff. I just don't feel like I have the energy today. This is the same way I came, obviously. Hopefully it looks familiar. I can walk all day like this, but when I do a lot of crawling, it wears me out. So I'm gonna take it easy. Okay, I'm almost back way to the big three-way where the creek splits two ways. So if I turn right here, like 50 feet ahead on the right is the way out. I don't want to go out already. So I'm going to go ahead and go over here, see if I can find anything. But here's the tricky part. If you go turn right here and go through, you miss the way back to the entrance. So make sure you think about stuff like that. If you decide to come in the cave, make sure you keep track of which way is the way out. You don't want to miss your turn off. It's just like a freeway. You gotta drive 10 miles. Man, there's so much water in here. If I want to go through here, I'd have to like crawl through a creek. So you know what? I'm not gonna crawl that way either. I'll wait till I'm with other people. The funny part is the only people I want to know, the only people want to come here, they like want to go to the upper end because it's easier, or they want to go Massacus Maze because it's harder. Nobody cares about the middle part of the cave. It's like, okay. Okay, just for simplicity's sake, I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video here and start a new one. So that's the way out. So I'm gonna pause the video.